second for the motion to support. The motion hasn't passed, it's not dead until there's a motion not to adopt it.
I'm sorry. So,
Thank you.
so the issue is done. It's very similar, if not the same, as voting no. Is that correct?
It's
So
not,
if it's not, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, sir, it's not done, but it is not passed.
And what does that mean?
That it is not an enacted policy at this time.
So it's not a policy.
It is not a policy, no, sir.
So what does that mean in layman's terms? Does that mean we remain neutral, or we have made a decision, or we just float neutral?
The policy is still on the table.
I think we might need to reconsider that.
Yes, just 1 second, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms.
Council, does that mean it's a deferment?
If you can defer to a later meeting, it's not officially done. The policy is still laying on the table, so there could be a motion to disapprove the policy. And if that achieved a second and a vote, then that would terminate consideration of that particular policy. At this point, the policy simply hasn't been passed, but it's still on the table.
So the motion is still on.
Yes. Let me ask the question this way. If we want to take up the motion in some kind of an amended form, would that require us to pass a motion tonight to do that? Or if it lays on the table, does that give us the ability to work on this motion and bring it back at a later date? That's the question.
You can certainly consider it again at a later date, yes, sir.
And we can work on it legally and try to make changes after hearing what the public said at all our meetings. If we can make a change, then we'd have to bring up a whole new policy, or how does that work now?
Yes, sir, you can make amendments to a proposed policy at any time before a vote.
Okay.
You got another, yes, Mr. Axel.
You know, in other cases where I've been involved in, when something is not passed, it's not tabled, it's dead. So,
But you didn't vote.
I'm not so sure about that. Now, because my concern is this, I'll tell you why I'm asking the question. This is a very divisive issue. And I don't know how long the community can stand this issue. And I don't think we as a board, this is my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we as a board by sidestepping or delaying or doing what we should do by our community. I think we do need to address this issue one way or the other and vote it one way or the other. So our community knows what we plan to do.
So am I allowed to make another motion now, or we have to wait? Like, can I make a motion? I'd like to make a motion that we disapprove the, policies as written. If I could get a second.
It's been moved that we disapprove policies as written. Is there a second?
Are we talking about 7-1.2?
Yes.
I second it.
Second the motion is
I second the
This
motion.
is to disapprove.
to disapprove. It has been properly moved and seconded to disapprove. Discussion? Absolutely, the question.
Right, so under discussion, Mr. May, if I'm hearing you correctly, you would like to make amendments to the motion that currently resides in our agenda?
It is my opinion, I'm sorry, may I answer that?
Please, go right ahead, sir.
It is my opinion from hearing for the last 2 weeks specifically, and all the phone calls and emails that I've gotten, that we need to address a policy dealing with the safety and security of all our students and not choose students. That's my opinion on this. So yes, Mr. Huntley, I would like to see us go back to the drawing board on this. We should not approve this. My vote right now is to not approve this and give us time to work on something else to bring back at a later time. And that later time is, I don't know, but we need to do something other than, I don't think this meets what the constituents are telling me that they would like to have.
Right, and then,
And yes, Mr. Homley?
and if I may, with respect to what I hear Mr. Axel suggesting in his motion, it sounds to me like it would be, what I'm hearing Mr. May suggest is that it would be better for a deferment of this than a denial.
That's not what my motion was. My motion was to deny this, because I don't think this policy, I think what Mr. Axel said is correct. I think our public has spoiled over this, and we should go back to the drawing board and start with a new policy. That is kind of my recommendation, but I speak for myself on one vote. Mr. Axel?
So you,
Yeah, I would-
I'm sorry, go right ahead, Mr. Axel, go right ahead.
I would like to speak.
Yes, we want to be clear, we do want to be clear on what the motion is. That's first. So, yes.
Again, if I may, so I want to make sure I'm clear. Because, I am not in favor of the policy. You know, and yes, I plan to vote no, because, for a lot of reasons. But, I want to make sure that we are, in my opinion, that we as a board address this. I don't think we need to, I don't think we need to dangle this, and I think of colleagues at one time kicked his can down the road any further. Because I do think the community is ready for us to make a statement one way or the other. And then I do agree with Mr. Hockley. It's difficult for me to say that. But, you know, I think that we've heard some safety concerns, we've heard some other concerns, that I think we can come back and address. But I think as far as this policy and the issue of restroom and other issues, as the BDOE has laid it out, is, all my constituents, or most of my constituents, made it very clear to me to vote no. And I want to make sure by taking this action, we'll let the community know if we approve it or disapprove it, or whatever, it's no. And then we can look at, other things down the road, but it would not include a policy such as this. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yes, sir. I think we should take this policy as it is off the floor for now. And then we can attempt to address it in some form or fashion down the road. But for now, this policy, I would vote no on this policy.
So let me, for our secretary's sake right now, is the motion to take the policy off of the floor right now and address it later? Is that the motion?
No.
No.
My motion is I made the motion to not approve the policy as written.
Not approve the policy as written. So the motion is to not approve the policy as written. That's the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second? It was second. You did second. Another word of discussion?
Can I just clarify what your vote, I believe, is you were saying no to the amendments to the existing policy. We have policy 7.1 in place. You were talking about the amendments.
Yes, the changes that are presented to us tonight, I'm voting, you're correct, Mr. Daniel.
So would you like to rephrase your motion?
Please, would you rephrase your motion so that we will have it correct?
I watched Mr. Axel do this a couple of times, and I thought, golly, it's in hard, and I realized it's pretty hard to make you get the words exactly right. So, my motion is to vote no on the amendments as they are presented to us tonight. This amended policy is no, and then we would go back to the original policy that is in place without the amendments,
Current policy.
the current policy.
Mr. May, if I can clarify, you're making a motion to disapprove the proposed revisions to that policy.
That is correct, ma'am. You said it like a lawyer, that was wonderful.
Thank you very much. So the motion is to disapprove
Yes,
the
ma'am.
amendments
Thank you.
to the policy. Now, and then, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, just clarification. So if we vote yes, then we are disapproving the policy.
You're disapproving the amendments if you vote yes.
Why are we confused?
No, it's been-
Approve the policy or not?
We didn't.
So that's, according to the
The
attorney,
policy is-
it's still what I want to do, excuse me, I don't understand.
Just a minute, because I'm gonna refer to our, attorney.
Madam Chair, the motion that's currently before the board is a motion to disapprove the proposed revisions to policy 7-1.2. I
Thank you.
understand that there's been a second, so if I'm in favor of that, would disapprove the proposed revisions, leaving you with the current policy as it
As
stands.
it stands. Okay, we all understand the motion, and it's been properly seconded.
Madam Chair.
Let's, yes, sir.
Council, can you, I think, do you have some information on, as far as legal ramifications of moving forward with this approach?
Would you like me to just share a little bit of information on why policies were?
I think it would be helpful for everybody in attendance.